Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever, both playtest and actual play of Biotrophication, um, which is a two-player zine RPG that I am working on. Um, that I also have a Kickstarter for Zine Month for Zine Quest Zine Month, all that cool stuff. This is a diceless, GMless game where one player plays as an alien who is reluctant to kind of complete uh, the sort of conquesting right of their alien people by domesticating a human, sort of in the human domestication guide vein, and a human who is hesitant to be domesticated, and kind of how they come together or don't come together. Um,
Excellent.
what becomes of their relationship. Um, Today I'll be playing as the alien, and Lilith will be playing as the human. Lilith,
Yippee!
please say hi and introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, I'm Lilith. I'm the cool lady who's making the game that Eclipse got confused with Euphoria 2180. Pronoun she it, you read. Um yeah, I'm gonna be a little creature
A bit of a
going,
human.
yeah, reaching.
You're reaching around, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of you're a bit of a creature feature. Um, yeah.
I always am.
So let's hit it. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll start by I'll read the introduction because this game is probably new to a lot of people. This preview edition is on my Patreon. If folks want to check that out, and also I'll be posting the Kickstarter, I guess, in the Discord chat here. Um, you may also be watching this as a VOD that comes either on my YouTube or before another episode of this with Jacqueline Swampert. Um, the link will be live in the Twitch chat at some point, probably frequently throughout the show if I set it up properly. Um, but yeah, Lilith, you have the book, right?
Yes, I have the book.
Okay. Um, so Biotrophication, verb, the process of making another into a biotrophy. Introduction. You should be two players. Read all of this chapter together. Do you want to go like section by section? Like I'll read a section, then you read a section.
Yeah, I can do that.
Hell yeah. Um, so this game is meant to be somewhere between distressing and hot. This is not a game about a human society with human ethics. It comes after that. When the stars turn their eyes to a world rife with capitalism and ecological disaster and decide to take the blazing gun from the hands of humanity. This is not a pacifist game either. It does not believe that what the aliens do is right, or that this would be an ideal end to capitalism. It is merely a reflection on an idea that's been shared across history. Given the choice between the possessive stare of a forceful but caring angel and the cold grip of capitalism, well, at least the angel is caring, right? Um,
Real.
do you want to read what is this?
Yeah, what is this? You're reading Biotrophication, or I guess listening. A horror sci-fi romance TTRPG for two players in which one plays a human who resists becoming a compliant pet-like biotrophy, and the other plays the alien who questions the ideology behind conquering humanity and creating these biotrophies in the first place. The aliens people won handedly against humanity. It was a bloodless war, but one that used weapons utterly unrecognizable to the few rebels who tried and failed to fight back. This sort of violence the aliens wield is not one that involves fighting. It's ideological. It exists in the mind, in the nerves. The humans cannot resist it. The human is entertained with a fake job in a domed city, surveilled and given just enough autonomy to feel as if they have properly resisted the end of their world. Every week, they meet with the alien assigned to them as a sort of therapist and mediator who's collecting data on them, hungering for them, considering the best ways to break them into a thing that will look like that will look nice on a leash. To the aliens of society, this is a divine process, the highest that humans can aspire to.
How do I play? You'll play out this story through a number of weeks, each of which contains a human scene, an alien scene, and an appointment scene. These minigames mark notable moments in the human and the alien's time together and apart. There's no need for dice or cards or tokens. You'll play this game through conversations with your fellow player, both in and out of character, and end things when the latch on the collar closes or bare teeth shed alien blood. Uh, I mean, we talked safety a little bit, but this might be good for the audience. Do you want to read, is this game safe?
Yeah, is this game safe? If you trust each other and you're honest about your needs, it absolutely should be. First of all, this game contains allusions to gaslighting, allusions to mental and physical changes, an invisible bureaucracy that controls the path of both the human and alien, sex and sexual references, inherent pet play kinkiness. This game might go into even rougher topics, though, depending on where you want to go with it. It helps to have an honest conversation about your limits, the things you do and don't want to see, and the worries you might have about playing the game together. You can also find countless safety tools online, which might help guide you through that conversation.
Yeah, so we're probably we're going to go for like, I mean, safe, so like fade to black if there's any like explicit sex or anything, and generally keeping it more low key than you might in a at a home table. Also, Lilith and I are like I think fairly comfortable with each other as role players, so
Yeah.
we had a short conversation before the game, but frame one pussy on Twitch. That's right, Grief. How do we start? Decide who'll play the human and who'll play the alien. I'll be playing the alien, and Lilith will be playing the human. I
Yeah.
asked her before this, and she wanted to play the human, so
Yeah, I'm
normal.
normal.
Then turn the page and create your character using the questions offered. You can freely fill in the blanks. Any questions lead up lead. Oh, I need to read. There's some stuff here. Leave. Hang on. I need to. This is this game is not an edited, which is why I'm doing a Kickstarter for it. You can freely fill in any blanks the questions leave, up to and including character pronouns, species names, hometowns, etc. Also, feel free to discuss why your characters might have been chosen for each other, how they might align or misalign, and what their relationship has been like thus far. Once that's all done, move on to structure of play and begin playing. So do we want to like go through character creation like openly, and we'll kind of uh,
Yeah.
ask the questions and answer them? Cool.
Hmm.
So the first question for human is, what does your name sound like to you? And picks are my parents, fire in the old house, cigarettes and neon, my people, or nothing anymore.
Okay, so mm, I'm thinking on a name.
Yeah.
I'm thinking either Charlie or Margaret
Oh, both
for
are
a
good.
name. Let's do Charlie.
Hell yeah. Let me get that set up.
You write that down.
Charlie. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have pronouns for Charlie?
She, her.
She, her. And which of these like picks do you think that kind of fits into?
I am going to say that her father's name was Charlie, so her
My
parents.
parents. Hell yeah. What does your name sound like to the alien? A homeworld wet thrum, the gate which they rejected, the cold flame between galaxies, the first quote unquote grass they smelled, or the moaning ocean on Grau.
Uh, Charlie smells like grass, like the name Charlie.
Yeah,
So gonna do the first grass they smelled.
hell yeah. What are you pretending you still do? And the options are write, care, teach, dig, or sell.
Charlie is a writer, or at least
Cool.
pretends to be.
Yeah. What's stopping you from giving in? And the options are this is exactly my kink in a way that's disquieting. In my new habitat, there won't be the laundry smell. I don't want to believe this is happening. I know there's no way back once I do. And I have more to do. This feels like death.
I'm gonna go with the first one. This is exactly my kink in a way that's disquieting.
Good.
Uh, yeah.
Do you want to ask and read the alien picks for me?
Yeah. Okay. So, alien. What sort of organism are you? Bug, plant, mollusk, sludge, energy,
Um, let's go mollusk. That's a fun one.
slug.
Yeah.
What sort of biotrophy would the human be for you, do you think?
Um,
A roommate of sorts.
yeah.
My first and sweetest mate, of course. One of my many fascinating possessions. A subject of my strange experiments. A partner in understanding the universe.
Um, I think a subject of my strange experiments.
Oh, good.
Normal.
What's uncomfortable about making the human your biotrophy? There's nothing that makes us better than them. I feel myself warping to their needs by the second. I won't make the extension of myself like this. One day the human will be right to kill me. The guilt is unraveling me.
Um, I think one day the human will be right to kill me.
No. And what tempts you towards making the human your biotrophy? In the void of space, I need something to care for. If the roles were reversed, they'd do worse. I heard that Terra 6 is incredible. I enjoy the hunt, perving over this animal. I am made for this.
I am made for this. Um,
Uh,
and I think my do I want to go do I want to go snail girl or oyster girl? I'm imagining like this like weird like chittering like what if the bracken from Lethal Company was made of oysters?
I mean, you also have Octopus and Squid Girl. Those
Is
are
that a
mollusks.
mollusk? Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so. Yeah,
cephalopods are mollusks.
let's go like Mind Flayer. Let's go like Mind Flayer Squid Girl. Um,
Yes.
and I think her name let me what's a good what would she call herself to humans, I guess is the real question. Um I like what about Sigrid? We're gonna go with Sigrid.
Grid. Hell yeah.
Okay. Um so now that we've done our characters, we're going to go through the structure of play. Once you've made your characters, begin the first week. During each week, go through the following process: play a human scene, play an alien scene, play an appointment scene. So, we're gonna do a human scene first, in
Uh-huh.
which the human encounters something which reminds them they are in a domed city. The alien's player facilitates this scene, but the alien does not necessarily appear. First, the human picks a situation from the list below, or their own idea. Options are there's a big promotion, presentation, or party at the human's job. The human witnesses a reminder that biotrophies are commonplace now. A date with another human goes weirdly. The human has an uncomfortable date. Wait, hang on. Uh, here I'm doing some rewrites. It's gonna be an encounter with another human that goes weirdly. The human has an uncomfortable date. The alien indirectly interferes in the human's work. Which of those or your own idea do you want?
Um, I'm thinking starting off on a real good foot. The human has an uncomfortable date.
Okay. Play through the situation until you reach a natural stopping point. focused on the differences between the human's previous life and this new one, the omnipresence of alien surveillance, and the ever-present temptation towards biotrophication. Um, and the last question's once the scene ends. So who is Charlie going to go on a date with?
I think Charlie is a bit of a lesbian in denial.
Right.
Um, so she's gonna be going on this date with like just a random guy.
Yeah, like fucking Brad or something.
I was thinking his name would be Jim, but yeah.
Oh, Jim's good. Jim Bradley. um, so Charlie is on this date with Jim Bradley. Jim is a um like how old is Charlie? Like what's Charlie's age range?
I think Charlie is probably like late 20s, early 30s.
Okay. So Jim's a
Higher
grad student.
21.
Um, I think Jim is doing like I imagine we're gonna say this like the U.S. like probably like a city.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I think it's like the summer. Jim is on break from grad school in at Columbia University. Um, he uh he seems to be like really kind of excited about the fact that he's like top of his class because like so many of the other people at the university have been like the like biotrophicated. um, and
Mhm.
he's just like talking some shit like you're getting coffee and he's just like, yeah, I was like, I was maybe like bottom 25th percentile when I first got into college, but like now I mean uh a lot of these a lot of my classmates are just like completely zooted off the shit on xeno drugs.
Uh, Interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good grades or something?
Yeah, I mean good grades relatively. What are you up to? How's the writing going?
Oh, it started on my second job. It's slow going. Been in a bit of the writer's block. Uh, there's one scene I'm trying to fit in about this goat
A
who
goat.
like becomes a woman. Yeah.
Oh. Huh. Well, I mean like wouldn't there be like a lot to write about with like all the alien invasion stuff? Like I feel like there would be like a lot to I mean, I guess it's like fiction becoming reality, right? But like I don't know, if I were you, I'd be writing about like, cooler stuff.
I mean, no, and I think becoming a goat would be pretty cool. I mean, I could probably have like a metaphor or something about it.
Becoming a goat. Yeah, I guess it's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Like uh I don't know. I mean, I know some people who got biotrophicated, and they were uh like little dragon guys. That's pretty cool. But also, I don't really want
Oh,
that to happen to me because you know, I think
you
it's
don't
like
want to
kind
be
of
a
gay. I don't
dragon?
know. Uh huh.
Kind of gay?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just not really my pace. Uh,
You ever seen like old like medieval drawings of dragons? You're gonna call that gay?
I get yeah. All right. I get sorry. I guess you're right. Uh, but I do. I know a place. Kind of under the bridge where like they don't really have surveillance. If you, I don't know, want to like, I got some, I got some smuggled shit. If I don't know if you want to share anything.
Oh, what you smuggle?
Like well, I mean, we're not supposed to have like, you know. some of the really hard liquor stuff.
Uh-huh. Damn. Not even using the code.
Uh,
Hmm.
the worst that happens is we get in
Yeah,
trouble, right?
I mean, worst that happened, someone might die. Who knows?
Listen, like we're too precious to them for them to try and kill us, honestly. Um,
Probably.
and like when I say like, I mean they let you drink vodka, but I got like real shit.
You moonshining?
Yeah,
Or
like 75%.
innocent?
Yeah, 75%. I'm talking.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's been a moment since I got real fucked up. Why not?
Yeah, he'll bring like walk Charlie over to like this spot under this bridge, um, this little place where like the drones don't seem to fly, um, and you two share a you two get extremely buzzed on on moonshine. Um,
Good.
do you want anything else out of the scene that I didn't really touch on?
You know, this old uh under the bridge area a while ago, this was where a lot of the punk kids from the university would do like little DIY shows.
Oh yeah, I guess there's not really as much of a counterculture ever since the invasion, right?
Yeah, I guess. Sometimes I hear about some, but they've been a lot less often.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the punk kids are too into calamari.
Yeah. Well,
You would never do that, right? Yeah, I think you're too
no.
smart.
Yeah. I'm smart or something.
Yeah, I've heard that shit totally rots your brain. I mean, I'm not gonna bother
Is
with
that
it.
so?
Yeah, they're not gonna get me.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure.
Crazy.
I think it's a good place to end that scene.
Yeah.
Um, when the scene ends, the alien asks the human one question from the list below. Um, hmm, was life better before the aliens?
No.
Hmm.
Being a broke writer is objectively worse than being a writer but having like food.
Yeah, that's fair. Food and like a bedtime, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
listen.
no, that's real.
Good to
Um,
no longer pull all-nighters.
yeah. And then the alien scene. Do you want to read the alien scene?
Yeah. Alien scene. The human player facilitates the scene, but the human does not necessarily appear. First, the alien picks a situation from the list below, or their own idea. A coterie of rebels is brought in for the alien to handle, pathetic each. A conversation with others remind the alien of their mission. Some invisible bureaucrat calls the alien. They want the human domesticated. Reports come in that about an alien who bit the or about a human who bit their alien. The alien's quiet time is dreadfully boring.
Um, I kind of like a conversation with others reminds the alien of their mission. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, feel free to frame that as you like.
So probably taking place like outside in the facilities around the dome.
Mhm.
Um, you're approached by a kind of sentient jellyfish looking thing. Um, one of the tendrils is holding a cup of coffee, and it says, number one winner Biotrophy. Probably got in some pageant.
Hmm.
So how so you doing good? Uh even though
It's an impressive badge.
yeah.
Hmm. You know, I've received quite a bit of pressure from the hand to biotropicate my own human named Charlie. Um, but I've struggled with it quite a bit. Um, how did you get yours?
Oh, uh, normal hand stuff. Started I got one and it was just real quick and easy.
Hmm.
Yeah, I started putting it through like little pageant contests and they keep winning.
They keep winning.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Its name is Lila.
Lila. Hmm.
Yeah.
Lila's a nice name.
Yeah, apparently it comes from a uh a Terra flower. It has a real nice shade of purple.
Hmm. And does this Lila? Hmm. This Lila has been good to you?
Yeah. Real real obedient, does everything I need it to do.
Any resentment?
Oh no. I don't think it's capable of that.
Hmm. By virtue of your own actions, or just the sort of human it is?
Honestly, I'm not sure. It just kind of came like that.
Interesting. Mine is a difficult one.
Oh,
Challenged. Insists on writing. Does your
yeah.
does your biotrophy keep hobbies and habits?
I mean, besides like catching sticks I throw for it, not really.
Hmm.
Real
Very
simple.
very interesting.
Really likes trying to sit on my what it calls a lap. I'm not quite sure what it is referring to, and then it touches the tendrils and I have to like patch it up because
Stingers.
yeah, you know how we're globglorps are. We globglorps are.
Ah, yes, yes, of course. But you know, as a as a Zarnathian myself, I can't necessarily. Well, I suppose I will have to see if the human is interested in that sort of intimacy. I mean, this Charlie has been astonishingly unrelenting, despite the constant bombardment of propaganda and and transmissions that we've broadcasted to Earth. But um,
Oof,
perhaps I
seems
just
like a
need to
tough
wait.
one.
Yes, I mean, of
Maybe.
course, I know some have argued for the deployment of xeno drugs in situations like this, but I it is my
I
intention to
mean,
be
it
a bit
can't
more
hurt.
cautious.
No, you think
Perhaps
so?
I have an appointment with the human soon. I I understand the value of well I have heard of some of the bitings and the attacks, and I just I want to be cautious with this one. I don't want to brew any resentment, but well, it is my responsibility, of course, because well, I mean, obviously the human will do quite a bit better in my care.
Yeah, you think so? Well, maybe you should try again, like a fake hand for it to bite.
Interesting. Well, I don't necessarily know if I want to engender that sort of behavior in the human, but um, it's something to consider. I'm my apologies. I'm sure you're very busy. You have a lot of pageants to get ready for, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, there's one this afternoon. I'm quite excited.
Well, best of luck. I'll try and catch it on the broadcasts, and well, I'll let you know how the Charlie situation goes.
That's good. I hope it goes well.
Yes, take care.
You too.
And Sigrid will
Oh,
kind of
well,
slop, kind of. I imagine Sigrid's kind of like tall, like humanoid with like a squid face, and then like tentacle hands and legs that are just like trailing tentacles behind her. Uh, and she'll just kind of
I'm normal.
slither away. You're normal. Um,
Yeah.
and then I believe you asking me a question.
Yeah. Let me look at the question. Are you more or less enthusiastic about claiming the human?
Uh, hmm. I think I think less actually. Ironically, like I think she's very. I think this only made her more nervous that she is going to like that she has a bad one, and also that like she's a bad one, like that
Mhm.
she's gonna fuck it up. um, and yeah, I think she's very nervous about this, and doesn't necessarily feel like she should be doing it. But yeah.
Good.
And finally, the appointment scene, in which the alien checks in with the human in a scheduled appointment. Both players facilitate the scene. The alien and the human meet in the human's living space. It is expected the alien asks a question and the human answers it, though it's natural for the conversation to flow differently. Um, and then I pick freely from the questions below or invent my own. How has your mental health been this week? How do you feel about the other biotrophies around you, other aliens? Do you feel comfortable around me? What plans do you have for the future? Have you considered biotrophication? And at any point, you can interject with an unauthorized question of your own. Um, how do you know all of this about me? Why don't you just do it to me now and get it over with? Why were we paired in particular? Why haven't you biotrophicated anyone before? Do you get off on watching me squirm? And then we'll ask it another question, or we'll make another decision at the end. And if we, depending on the outcome, we'll either cycle back or end. Um, so yeah, I think what does Charlie's living space look like?
Oh, just the absolute mess of this. So, studio apartment, um, kind of small. Um, there's no furniture besides a mattress on the floor, some
Mm-hmm.
blankets, and a like coffee table with a little pillow to sit on. The coffee table has like a computer, like a little laptop that barely functions.
Good. Um, I think Sigrid enters this space. Doesn't need to knock, obviously. Um,
Mm,
just has access. But you know, this was a scheduled appointment. Um, steps
yeah.
in and says, "You know, I can clean this up if you'd like. It would be quite easy for me."
Eh, there ain't really much to clean up.
Hmm.
Let me finish this paragraph real fast.
Of
They're
course.
she's like furiously typing.
Uh,
Okay.
the dining room table again.
I mean, there's only one table.
Yes, that is true. Um,
Scoot over, make space.
well, um, I suppose I should ask just to start. How are you feeling? I know that you've been in public and going about. How are you feeling about the other bio trophies around you?
Drained. I went on this little thing with another one who, isn't too much of a fan and asked about my writing. And he was like, "Oh, are you doing a go? What can't you write something more interesting?" And it's like, fuck off, dude.
Yes, well, unfortunately, the big like quotation tentacles free humans they have not necessarily had the attitude adjustments that that our biotrophies have. Though of course that would be provided for you once we seal the well if we seal the deal on that. Of course you're free to be as free as you like for the rest of your life. Uh,
Uh,
I am I am not here to enforce anything upon you, of course. But I do want to ask how have you been mentally this week? How have you been feeling?
Again, drained.
Drained. And
Yeah.
what would help you feel better?
I don't know. Fucking maybe someone who like isn't unnecessarily shitty about my writing.
Hmm. Well,
Goats are cool. You think goats are cool, right?
of course I do. I've actually well, obviously as part of my surveillance and maintaining a file on you, I have read some of your work and well, I am very hopeful that you meet someone who appreciates it the way that I certainly do. It's very
Uh,
very good work, dear. Um,
yeah. You did you pick me for my writing or
um, well, it's complicated. This wasn't an assignment, but well, I did find you rather interesting. I did advocate quite a bit for us to be paired up. I thought that well I thought that I could help you to some degree. I hope that I'm helpful.
yeah, you good at writing English?
I'd like to think so. I mean, I do have we have quite a bit of translation technology that helps quite a bit with that. And I've of course gone through a number of courses to learn. If you require
Yeah,
an editor, I would be happy to aid in that process.
that would be nice. I don't think there's any other people who can edit here.
Hmm. Well, I suppose that leads to another question, which I'll ask. Just in asking this question, picture that I am not myself, that I am perhaps a colleague or a friend. How have you thought about how much have you thought about your own biotrophication?
And not really. Been focusing on trying to finish this chapter.
Hmm.
Second drafts are hard, apparently, and yeah. But hey, at least I'm not starving anymore.
I see. Well, I will have to I will have to report back about obviously what we've talked about today. And I will think about whether it is appropriate for me to act as an editor. I think it should be. I think it should be okay. Um,
I
and
think so.
perhaps our next deployment can be a bit more casual. I can help you with your writing, and we can we can uh, I'm of course I I I do I do very much, perhaps more than others of my kind, appreciate the fact that you are, um, of course, to some degree, being held against your will, uh, in a completely different society that's unfamiliar to you. We've taken away your money and replaced it with, you know, aid programs, and I
The one good thing you did.
well, I'm glad that you appreciate that, but I suppose what I mean to say is I hope that you can see me as a confidant, and that and that these sessions are useful for you in whatever way you require them to be useful.
I mean, hey, it's something to talk to that isn't horribly boring. So,
Well, I'm glad I'm not horribly boring. Um, it is as always a pleasure, Charlie, and I hope
likewise, Sigrid.
Yes. Um, once the alien collects enough information from their questions, decide one of the following outcomes together. Things end cold, the alien gives a useless adage, and the human returns to dull life. Things end warm, the alien gives a comforting hug, and the human composes themselves. Things end bloody, the human bites deep into the alien's skin. Or things end as they always would, the human is biotrophicated with the click of a collar. Which of these do we want to go with?
Oh, I'm thinking things end warm.
Yeah, that feels right to me. Things end warm. The alien gives a comforting
Yeah,
hug, and the human composes themselves. So, uh,
thanks.
Sigurd will give Charlie a gentle little hug with her many long tentacles, trying to like toe the line between like you know she doesn't necessarily have full control of all of her tentacles. Like one definitely slides around Charlie's neck for a second before she has to like draw it back, um, and then she pulls away and says, well, uh, take care, Charlie, and I'll see you next week."
Yeah, I might have to go shower now. See you
Apologies.
around.
Um, yeah. Back to structure of play. We play a human scene and then an alien scene. Um, so, you pick a situation from the human scene list. It is the next week.
Oh, I gotta go there. Um, I think Charlie's gonna witness a reminder that biotrophies are pretty common now.
Oh hell yeah. Um, yeah. I I have an idea, which
Yeah.
is Charlie. Charlie's out in the park. Would Charlie go to the park
Mhm.
ever?
Yeah, I think a park
Okay.
is a good place to write. Good to get out of your house sometimes.
Charlie's in the park, and there is sound coming from strange alien speakers that are set up around the park. And Charlie quickly realizes there is a biotrophy pageant happening in the park, um, and there is a variety of aliens and their biotrophies. I think here all human biotrophies. Um,
Hmm.
like the humans are doing like tricks. Some of them are more simple, like like tying a cherry stem with their tongue, um, or like racing, um, sprinting. But others are like a bit more weird, like what's like a like hammering a nail with a hammer onto like a wooden plank, like very human things that are kind of strange to the aliens. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, I think as she approaches this, I think there is a an alien, a like tall like slug woman who's carrying or who's like moving around um a kind of like completely completely like bimboed out human on a leash, um and the alien looks down at Charlie and says, "Oh, I what a unique little feature. I didn't know that there was anyone with a with 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 a biotrophy who was off a collar here."
Oh no, I'm not one of those.
Oh,
I'm just taking a break from my writing.
I see. Well, you're welcome to come watch. I'm sure. Of course, many of the folks here are always looking for a second or a third or a fourth or a 42nd even.
Uh, Neat. I think
Yes.
I'll probably just go back to my bench.
Hmm.
Something writing is time consuming. Stuck on this chapter. You got any thoughts about goats?
Goats. Those are the little animals, right? With the milk and the horns.
Yeah, the milk and the horns, but they're smaller than cows. Usually go like ba.
I think they're very, very adorable. Did you know that actually I have this friend, um an alien named Sigrid. I don't know if you know her. She she's been experimenting on some human compatible goat genes.
Oh, uh,
Yes.
is hearing this, the Charlie's face goes like blush red.
Yes,
I see.
it's very exciting work. I think they're fascinating. I mean, of course, my one here, I well, she quite liked the fashion magazines and also some. Well, of course, we take the pornographic interests um of our humans into mind. So you know, I picked her up a little bit. Isn't she pretty?
Yeah, she could get it probably.
Oh, well, I've never heard a free human say that about a biotrophy, but that's
Eh,
very cute.
I honestly at this point I've been kind of over the dudes who aren't. At least the bio trophies are cute to look at most of the time.
I see. Well, I can't necessarily verify your health, but um, my name is Natalisa. If you happen to if you happen to become biotrophied, I would be happy to give you let's say a play date with mine here.
Neat.
Well, ta ta. I hope you enjoy the
Maybe,
show.
yeah, you too.
What were you going to say, little human?
Oh, nothing, don't worry.
Hmm. All right. Well, take care.
Uh,
She'll head back off. This funny slug girl. um.
love a funny slug girl.
Cool. And then I ask you a question about that. Hmm. Are you more or less enthusiastic about becoming a biotrophy?
A bit more, I
Yeah,
think,
that
actually.
tracks. That tracks. God. All right. Alien scene. So I pick from the alien list.
Yeah.
Hmm. How do you feel about doing some invisible bureaucrat calls the alien they want the human domesticated?
Yeah, I can do that.
Hell yeah.
So, you receive like a government letter, from uh the rest, calling for the requirement of your presence within here, the next council meeting of the rest.
Hmm.
You know, they're failing to show up, can have some dire consequences, and you don't want that, do you?
Of course,
Not for
Sigrid.
Charlie's sake.
Sigrid will obviously attend the council. I mean, she has to make sure Charlie's well taken care of. She might get swapped out if she doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Might be a far crueler alien in her place.
Yeah. And you kind of are called up to come to the podium to speak, and in front of you is this like semicircle that's like tall, too tall for you to like see the people behind,
Hmm.
beyond glinting eyes and hands. They're not really hands, most of them.
Uh, Greetings, council. I have come at your request. My apologies if I've been too slow on any of my projects.
Yes, you have been too slow.
Oh, which project? Is it the genome one?
The genome one, the one where you're making sentient candy canes,
Ah,
domesticating your assigned human.
oh well, I
You're a
well,
bit slow on these. You're
yes,
behind schedule.
of course. Well, it's been difficult. The human is well, she's a very special human. And I just want to I don't want to I've heard the reports of bitings and violence, and I just want to make sure that she's taken care for, and when she decides to be biotrophicated, that she feels comfortable with the process.
Hmm. Well, the sooner you biotrafficate your what is its name? Charlie?
Charlie.
Yes. Once you domesticate it, you you know, bring us the results of your test.
Of course, I will absolutely, and I've been taking thorough notes. My hope is that of course, I'm being a bit on the slower end, but my hope is that with the care that I'm putting into this, that we'll get some novel information. This sort of slower approach hasn't necessarily been done that often.
Well, let's hope it pays off in the end.
Yeah, yes, of course. Thank you. I very much appreciate your continued work to ensure that the agency is in the hand is to the best of its efficiency and um, in spreading and creating beauty and comfort around the galaxy. And I hope to
Mhm.
I hope to receive your next project. I'm quite excited.
Good. Dependent on how well you do this will depend on you, what your next project will be and just how much you'll actually enjoy it.
Yes, of course, and I'm sure that obviously I have an investment in Charlie, and so it is my it is my desire to have her also assigned to a with me to an interesting and suitable and exciting project, and not something that would upset her. So yes, I will
Mm,
be hasty. My apologies for the delay.
good. Is there anything you require of us?
Um, hmm. I would mm, I would like to assist the human in editing some of her they're very slight works, human writing projects. I think it would help her a lot if she had some assistance there and was able to take her mind off of it.
Hmm. And you think this would make the process of biotraffication go faster and smoother?
Yes, and I based on my knowledge of her, I believe she does have a number of fetishes that well, I could get more directly involved in via the editing process.
Hmm. This could be good. In the past, it's been a very mixed thing. Turns out many humans have the fetish of biting.
Yes, of course. Well, I'll. Yes, I hope that this is not a problem with mine, but it is a concern for me. I have to be honest.
Well, let's hope it isn't a problem.
Yes, of course. Well, thank you for your benevolence as always, and I will return to my seat.
Good. This meeting has been adjourned. You are dismissed.
Okay. Do you want to ask me a question from that?
Yeah. Hmm. Have the humans made life better for you?
uh. Oh God. I think they could, but not yet. It's just more of a headache. It's just more work. I'm
Hmm.
just more nervous all the time. Um. Yeah. Okay. Appointment. Um.
Yeah.
So. Uh. Yeah. Sigurd will come back. Obviously entering as always, and this time she's brought a little like alien laptop, a little like hollow
Yeah.
screen laptop, and says, Charlie, as I mentioned, I'd like to focus this appointment on. Of course, I'll still ask some questions about your week, but I would love to help you with your writing if that would interest you.
Uh, Charlie is half asleep on the mattress on the floor and wakes up from doing gas and is like, no, yeah, how do I
No?
forget about this? Um, yeah, give me a moment.
I can give you a light injection if it would help you wake up.
An injection of what?
Well, you know that we have a number of substances that we've developed. I mean, I have a number of my own. It wouldn't cause no side effects. It's just something to perk you up.
You got like caffeine or something?
Yes, I have some caffeine pills. Let me I can
Oh, you have no. No, I'll just make coffee.
all
You
right.
want a cup?
Yeah, I'll have some coffee, of course.
Yeah, Charlie makes some coffee and go sit down at the little pillow.
Yeah, the Sigrid will like come by and like kind of make a little chair out of her tentacles and sit on it, um, and hold her laptop in her lap. Um, so obviously you have a lot of interesting elements in the story. How has
Yeah,
it been writing it this week?
rough.
Rough.
The the writer's block is still getting to me.
Well, okay, so you have the horns here. Well, perhaps the character in this gains fur, right? And maybe like those yellowish eyes with the blackish sort of splotches. That seems important to me in terms of a goat.
Yeah, but I'm having trouble figuring out how to get her from, you know, kinda against kind of against the becoming a goat thing and you know then it happens. Don't
Sig-
really, yeah.
Sigrid like leans in a little bit, um, like not even trying to be like kind of sexy with it, but just accidentally kind of being sexy with it, and and looks at Charlie and says, "Well, let's imagine that you're sort of the god of this world, the god of this person, even. How
Yeah.
how would you try to convince them to change?
Honestly, I if I was in charge, I would probably just do it and just, have them learn to live with it.
Interesting. And what if you were the girl? Would you be upset if something just happened to you?
Oh, for sure.
Hmm.
But, in the theoretical of being a god of someone, I wouldn't care.
Interesting.
You
You know,
know,
obviously this has some parallels to our situation.
oh, do you? Does it?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, it is. I try not to put this on you, but there is a lot of pressure for me to complete the biotrophication process with you from higher up. Our culture
Yeah.
is very well, it's very demanding, but I don't want to
Okay.
put that on you. But I I suppose what I mean to say is perhaps well, I don't know. Um, I have to be honest. I must confess, I have been deep in thought about whether and how I should do this. And well, if I didn't know better, what you're saying to me might sound a bit like an invitation.
Mhm. Maybe. Oh no, I just woke up. I'm only halfway done with the coffee.
Of course, of course. I don't mean to. I don't mean to
Hmm.
to overbear. Um, yeah. So perhaps focusing on this thing that happens, and then how this character kind of deals with the process could be interesting. It is it well, of course, it is an intriguing process, and perhaps, well, perhaps this human could come to enjoy it.
Yeah, I think ultimately that's the goal. I don't know, maybe I can have like some evil wizard or something turn her into it.
Well,
She's
that's a
like,
great idea.
oh man, I'm a goat.
That's a wonderful idea. Now I suppose I should probably ask. Apologies for focusing so much um on the biotrophication element of it. Uh,
And
you do you feel comfortable around me?
I mean, I feel more comfortable around you than most of the other weirdo aliens.
Hmm. Well,
But like, if that's worth anything to you,
it is it does mean a lot, actually. I try to
that's
be
cool.
different, I suppose. It is important to me that you can feel comfortable around me. Um,
That's good.
I
You know, weird ass fucking pageants were happening in the
yes,
park the other day, and
I should assure you, if I do biotropicate you, that will not necessarily be part of our regimen. Um, I find the whole thing a little bit garish, honestly.
yeah, uh, it's weird. It's getting to the point where interacting with people who have been biotrophied is just better because everyone else who hasn't gotten it are just huge dicks.
Hmm. Well, I mean, you. I suppose that what virtues do you see to your current existence?
I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I've just been focusing hard on just finishing. I haven't really been thinking about why or for whom
Hmm.
to finish the book for. I mean, like it's not like there's anyone else who's gonna read it.
I'll read it.
Well, you're the editor. You don't count. Of course, you're going to read it.
Well,
The
I
the
do
job
think
of an
that
editor.
perhaps there are not that many free humans who'd be interested in reading a book. I mean, uh, they're more focused on some things that we've been sending them. But you know, if I say this free human I've been uh, doing appointments with has written a book, they might not be that interested. But a biotrophy that that might intrigue some of my fellow aliens.
Yeah, maybe.
Here's a thought. I will help you finish this book this week. Visit you frequently. We'll talk about it, work on it together. And when it's done, if you're happy with it, if you feel like it's something that you could show to other people, you consider coming with me.
Maybe.
Hmm. I am within my right to assign you things like this. I'll be assigning you this, Charlie.
What are you assigning me exactly?
You and I are going to finish your book this week.
Yeah, yeah, all of it.
Ah, a good amount of it. As much as we can.
Mm, yeah, maybe it'll retch me up out of this depressive episode.
Yes, and we'll find some nice places to write. I'm sure that there is some spots in around the city that you and I can visit. Hell, I could even get you access to some of the little alien facilities on the edge. Um, But
Mhm.
don't go telling anyone else that.
Uh, who the hell would there be to tell at this point?
Other aliens. I do have to be rather cautious with that sort of thing. But
Mm.
you, Charlie, you're very special. I hope you know that. And it is my intention to do anything that I can to aid you in, well, in feeling fulfilled in this life.
Yeah, yeah.
um, it seems like a good place to do our last questions. We can do cold, warm, bloody, or as they would. What are we thinking?
I'm thinking probably cold.
Yeah, that feels right. Things end cold. The alien gives a useless adage, and the human returns to life. I think the alien already gave the useless adage, which was I'm I'm here to like make sure you live your best life or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, awesome. Okay, yeah, let's go back to structure of play. We'll go back to the human scene. So,
yeah.
pick a situation.
Um, I think the alien direct I guess it would be directly interferes with the human's work,
Yeah,
with
that
the
sounds right.
writing, as opposed to indirectly.
Yeah, I like that. Cool. Um, yeah, I think like where would Charlie go to riot?
Under the bridge.
Cool. Yeah. Sigrid shows up, kind of rounding the corner, and says, Charlie, you sneaky fox. This is this is one of our few surveillance voids. Well, uh, I say that, of course. And she taps one of the walls, and like a little camera within it is revealed via like a weird like hexagonal grid. Um,
Mhm.
of course, we can actually see this.
Oh, I assume so.
You enjoyed the moonshine, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yes. Well,
it was okay. Yeah, to wish. Yeah.
there's of course a reason why
Why,
it was okay.
well, yeah.
We
Yeah,
it's very hard to smuggle things into the city without one of us smuggling it in.
yeah.
But
No,
I'm here to help you
oh,
right.
that means he saw all the weird things Jim was doing.
Yes.
Ugh. At least I can go with the knowledge that I wasn't the only one to witness that.
Oh, don't worry. His should I say her behavior will be adjusted soon,
Is that so?
promptly.
God fucking damn it.
Listen,
Literally every guy I go, like, on a date or hang out with ends up being a fucking woman.
is that right?
Yeah. Maybe I should, stop, like, pussyfooting around and just start dating women.
Very. That might be a good idea, actually. You are well. I myself, of course, I've kind of attuned my gender and sexuality presentation to the needs of the Earthlings, but I quite like women as well, and to me, you are quite pretty.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Something, something. Girl failures are always fun to have. Yada yada.
Well, it does. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's necessarily much of a comfortable spot for us to sit here. Would perhaps I can sit by the wall here, and I don't mean to be too presumptuous, but I've been told my tentacles are quite comfortable. If you'd like to sit in a bed of them.
Are they?
Yes, very smooth.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Might as well try going out with women.
Oh, well, uh, yes, of course. Sigrid will move towards the wall and set up like a little, like tentacle couch, basically. um,
Yeah.
this way, I can also look over your shoulder as you're right, so I can give pointers.
Yeah.
Not that I'll be doing that. Just whenever you want me to, you can just ask if something, if you need help with something.
Yeah. Uh, so I did the transformation scene.
Oh,
The Dark Wizard, Garlock, had captured the Princess Knight, and yeah.
oh yes, I'm seeing. Oh, this is very good. You're a very good writer, Charlie.
Thanks. That's unfortunate. I guess only aliens are going to be reading it.
Well, I'm sure that some bio. I mean, I'm not the only one who prefers a bit more brain on my biotrophies. So the
Yeah, that's
which
a
is yeah.
thing.
Yes, of course there you have your aliens who make their biotrophies just uh, incomprehensible little things, but I quite prefer I quite prefer to be able to hold a conversation.
Oh, that's good at least.
Yes, I well, unfortunately due to differing lifespans and such, I've had one in the past, and they were quite the good conversation partner, and also well quite a good test subject as well.
Yeah, test subject. How's
Yes.
that goat project going for you?
Oh, quite well. We're actually in finishing stages. Well, it just needs a human.
Huh,
Like looking intensely, like not even hiding it anymore.
I see.
Hmm.
Well, it's kind of hard to type on this thing with, hooves.
Oh well, I'm not meaning to say that it would be you, but I mean, if you were interested, we would get you a completely new proper setup, of course.
Uh-huh.
Something that would work with the hooves.
You can't you get like a test human first? See if it actually works. Does
Uh,
it horribly mutate?
we've used uh, similar mutagens on different individuals, and they've all worked out fine. It's This is a long established tradition, thousands of years of history.
Thousands of years?
Yes, we've done quite a bit of it.
Neat.
Yes, well, my apologies. I'm not here to talk to you about that. I'm here to help you with your writing. Well, let's give this a look, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I ask you a question. Um,
Yeah.
hmm. Uh, do you think the alien coordinated this event doesn't make sense?
I mean, like, yeah,
Yeah, very
obviously.
much so. Actually, I'll ask this one. Does this cause you to break down? If yes, skip to the week's appointment scene.
Yeah, actually, I think.
What does this look like?
I I think like
Oh, shit.
a few minutes, or not a minute, but like an hour into it, um I think Charlie's just gonna like start having a panic attack.
Oh,
Um and just be like, I gotta go.
Uh, I think Sigrid will instead like uh be like, I could bring you home instead, and we could talk about it.
It's past the point of stopping. I need to go write it
Okay,
out.
go ahead.
Thanks. Fucking scurries off.
Sigurd accidentally says, "I love you." Just goes, "I love you." Jesus Christ! All right, and they meet back up later in the week for their appointment. No alien scene this week, so um, yeah. Uh, I think this is fairly soon after. I think the alien wants to check in with the human. Sigurd wants to check in with Charlie ASAP, and so I think shows up like leaves a message saying like I'm gonna be at the apartment at like 7 p.m. tonight. Maybe that was like noon, uh, and then shows up. Charlie, is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm sorry about that. Charlie has a cigarette uh in her hands. And is like I imagine there's like a glass sliding window in the studio
Yeah,
apartment that she's like has opened and is like laying in her bed smoking.
Charlie, I have to apologize. I can't. I'm not supposed to let you smoke that.
Yeah, sorry.
Give it
She
here.
puts it out on her mattress next to a series of cigarette burn holes in it. Passes it. It's mostly smoke.
Thank you. And yeah, she'll throw it in the garbage. Um, well, I'm sorry if my behavior earlier today caused you to panic.
No, no, you're fine. It happens sometimes.
Hmm.
It's something, when I was a kid, it was a pretty common occurrence. For a bit, I was able to, stop it before it actually caused problems, but today was not the day.
I say, well, I do have to note that obviously my superiors will they're going to know about this, and when they do, they're going to insist that I do this, and if I don't, someone else will. Um, I I have been asked to take care of you, and I would like to. Um,
Yeah, I prefer you over some of the other ones.
yes. Do you have any
Yeah.
questions or concerns?
That's weird.
Sorry, folks. I think Lilith is dealing with some background noise.
Yeah, I know. My dad got home, and my brother is deciding now to talk loudly to the cats.
Yeah.
What are you, waiting for?
Your permission, of course.
Is that it?
Yes, I don't want to hurt you.
That's fair. I guess I'm just not ready yet.
Hmm. Well, it can be a slow process if you'd prefer. I
Yeah.
It just might help if I could put a, you know, check a bubble, right? As you humans say. Check a box.
Yeah, what box are you checking?
The well, I have a list of assignments, and you're one of them. And
Uh,
it would be helpful for me, and I think helpful for you as well, if we could square that away.
maybe. Uh,
What
I'm
concerns
getting
do
a
you have?
headache. Just worry you're going to, doof me, make me a mindless little pet.
No. And part of this process is writing a contract, so I could put terms
Oh,
that require me to maintain your sapience.
huh. No one ever told me about the contract.
It is well, it's not the most glamorous part of the process, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess. Let me just sleep on it a bit more.
Of course, I could certainly we'll let you rest, and I'll spend the week drafting something up.
Neat.
You take care, Charlie. Okay, you know that you can call me if anything goes wrong.
Yeah,
And well, my apologies again for saying that I love you when you fled. It was a well, it was an instinctive response. I do care about
I
you a
can't
lot.
blame you. It's nice to know someone does.
I do.
Uh,
Well, you take care, Charlie, and I will see you
yeah,
in a week.
see you next week.
And
Kind of glancing for a hug.
yeah, let's go cold, warm, bloody, or as they always would.
Too warm.
Hell yeah. Sigrid will give Charlie a hug. This one is definitely a lot more like intense and squeezy than the last one. Um,
Good.
squeezing Charlie's entire body up to her, and then kind of pulling back. Definitely like got some weird like squid blush on her cheeks,
Good.
and she'll head off. Okay,
Yeah, I will just flop back in bed and pass out.
cute. Back to human scene. Um,
Yeah.
take your pick.
Um. Do an encounter with another human goes weirdly.
Okay. um, yeah. Actually, I'll ask you: do you want this to be a biotrophicated human or a free human?
That's a hard decision.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have an idea for a free human.
Yeah, do it.
So Charlie's walking to one of her little writing spots, and she hears a noise. She hears walking, like steps from behind her, um, and she's pulled into an alley by someone.
Uh,
A a person in in a hoodie, um, or actually, I think it's like a person in like a denim sleeveless jacket. It's a guy, and he has a knife that's out, and he holds it to Charlie's throat. Um, hey, you're the one we
uh,
saw with the alien the other day, right?
uh, maybe they. What do you? I don't have. We don't. There's no money anymore. I don't have anything to give you.
I'm not here for money. We're with the rebellion.
Oh,
You got real close to that
yeah.
alien, right?
I guess.
You have a chance to kill her next time you see her. People like me, I don't have that chance anymore. I'm
Fucking
underground.
kill her with what?
He takes the knife, gives it to Charlie, right into the back of the head. All right?
Ugh. Yeah, yeah, sure. Just okay.
Good. and
Okay.
yeah, he'll walk off. Um,
Immediately drops the knife.
yeah,
Like, throws it, like, sticks it in a tree or something.
good. Um, hey,
What the fucking weirdo.
Charlie, uh, do you think the alien coordinated this event?
No!
Interesting. Yeah, alien scene.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a quick
What?
one, but I just had I had that idea for a little intense scene.
No, that was good.
Hell yeah. Um, I would love the aliens' quiet time is dreadfully boring. I know it's kind of hard to like play out, unless you have like an idea for like a character to bring into that or something.
No, I have an idea.
Hell yeah.
So, you probably have some kind of, like, reprieve, um, afterwards. And I imagine what does Sigrid do in her off time?
I think Sigrid has her hab. She has like her little like house. She has the like dome house, um, that like can attach to like the ships of the aliens and like take off with them. But
Mhm.
it's currently like set right outside the big city dome. Um, and I think she does a lot of like monitoring Charlie's like daily surveillance. And like looking back through like backlogs for files and like studying her. Uh, and also I think she does a lot of like experimentation in her hab. This week, obviously,
Mhm.
she's very focused on writing the contract, so she's like got a like hollow tablet in front of her and is just kind of comparing old like her last contract to like new policies and trying to kind of make something that would make Charlie happy and would also make her her masters happy, make Sigrid's masters happy. Um, yeah,
It's quiet. You know, I imagine the hab is big enough to fit at least two.
yeah,
And it's almost dreadful
mm,
how empty it feels. Like, obviously, you have your room, but, you know, I can't imagine you kept much of the furniture of your previous compliant.
yeah. No, it is quiet and it's like too much space just for her. It does kind of suck. It does hurt.
Yeah. Um, Probably some bookshelves that are just empty.
Yeah, I think like they like the hand told her with her last biotrophy like, "Hey, you should take this biotrophy's consciousness and upload it." And Sigrid did not want like she had seen what had happened to some biotrophies when they did that, and they just like deteriorated over time. Uh,
Yeah.
and so she just decided to let hers go. Um, and it's been very lonely since, and she's she kind of struggles to admit it, but it is like it has been really hard to be alone for like
Yeah.
I imagine like 100 years. Like it's been a long time.
Yeah. Imagine how comfortable having, a goat girl sitting in, that sofa you haven't sat in for like 5 decades.
Yeah, she pictures Charlie in like a beautiful little dress and dancing together and maybe doing some other stuff,
Yeah,
pricking her with
you
all sorts
know.
of needles, putting her on a table and you know examining her. Normal
Yeah,
stuff.
you haven't used your table with straps in, even longer.
Yeah, it's been a while. They don't even really send her humans anymore because they're like they don't send her like human like single like one shot experiment like like other people's biotrophies anymore because like they know that she like that their thing is like oh she needs to get her own one now like
Yeah,
it's been too long. She has an obligation to to the hand that she has not fulfilled. Um,
yeah, the hand and the wrist.
Yeah, and like Charlie is kind of her last shot. After that, they're gonna like probably take away a lot of her research accreditation to make her do like some fucking desk job.
Yeah, no one wants that.
No, no one wants that.
You know, imagine how comfy it would be to fall asleep with a fuzzy little thing in your arms.
She, yeah, she's thinking about this. She's thinking about this very hard and very normally.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
only one bedroom, one bed. It's a big bed,
there's only
too
one
big for
bed.
you,
Too big for way too big for cigarette.
too big for one person.
Too big for one person.
All right. Um, so at the end of the scene, what here what here reminds you of the human?
I could go really normal, or I could go really. Uh,
Why would you go normal?
she imagines she imagines Charlie bent over every piece of furniture in her hab.
Good.
Yeah, normal, normal voice.
Normal. Good.
Okay, and that leads us to the appointment. Um,
Yeah.
I know it says it's in the humans living space. How do you feel about Sigrid inviting Charlie over to her hab?
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie will receive a message like, hey, I want to do the appointment in my hab this week. Use this clearance code when you go to the edge of the city, and you can come inside.
Uh, yeah, and she'll respond with like, yeah, okay.
Hell yeah,
And I think Presley's gonna kind of dull herself up a bit.
cute.
I think she found someone who was doing like some leather working and was like, "Ooh, this is a cute collar."
Ooh, nice.
Um, Goes really well with the big sweater and the huge platform boots.
Yes, yes, good. Charlie, well, you look great.
Uh, Thanks. I found someone who was still doing leather working. So I got this little thing. She juggles the collar.
It's very cute. Um, would you like to sit on the table there? Ignore the straps, I won't be using them.
Yeah, sure. Hops on the table.
Yeah, she'll go sit on like a on a chair nearby. So, how has your week been?
Weird.
Weird. How so?
Well, yeah, some guy tried to like mug me, kind of reverse mug me.
Hmm. How
I'm
so?
not. It pulled a knife on me.
Ah,
Said
yes.
shit about uh, killing aliens or something.
Hmm.
Tried giving me the knife.
Very
I'm
interesting.
not.
And
I'm not
you
too.
and you don't plan on
Yeah.
killing me, do you?
Well, no, I threw the knife away. You think I could kill someone? You think I could kill like another person, let alone something, extraterrestrial?
She's gonna get up and like stand in front of Charlie. Um, you don't think you could
Uh,
kill me?
no.
What makes you think that?
I don't think I have the guts to. I don't think I have the guts to really kill anything.
Fair enough. You are a very gentle creature. My apologies. It has been a while since I've had a human in my hab here. I
No.
I suppose I'm breaking into old habits.
It's fine.
Yes. You didn't go anywhere before this. You dressed up like
No.
this for me, didn't you?
Yeah. Her face is red.
So you've thought about what we discussed.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not sure still.
I have a contract right here.
Oh,
You could live here with me.
can I
Move all your things in.
look around? I don't really have things to move in.
Then all the easier. Here, take a look. She hands the contract over.
Yeah.
It's like pretty standard. It's basically like uh, like Charlie is Sigurd's concern essentially. And beyond that, limits like specific xenodrugs that would like alter Charlie's mind permanently. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was fairly
Well,
thorough. I searched through the entire encyclopedia of xenodrugs just to make sure I wasn't accidentally excluding anything that would, permanently affect your capacities.
yeah, that's good. You know, maybe it'll be nice to live with someone again. The beforehand, I had a roommate.
Hmm,
She was interesting.
I see. What was she like?
Well, very loud, very bright,
Hmm,
and kind of an opposite of me, but she was cute, I suppose.
you know, I do know who you speak of course. I've done quite a bit of reading. Um, she is
Oh,
alive, biotrophicated even.
oh,
Yes, we could go visit her if you'd like.
yeah, that would be nice, actually. I would appreciate that a lot.
Yes, of course. This would be after she gently taps the uh the hollow tablet.
Yeah, well, how do you think this color looks on me?
Quite cute. Um, you want that to be your well, you want that to be the thing that I snap the leash to?
Yeah.
Good. You can just sign with
But,
your finger.
oh, yeah. It pushes the sign button.
There you go.
Uh,
And there we go. You don't feel much different, do you?
no, not yet, but I imagine that'll change.
Yes. Um, Now of course we'll do implants and such later, but I do have a certain genome that I've been meaning to test out, and well, these straps. I mean, they could probably use a test as well. I know I said I wouldn't be using them, but well, I've been known to lie.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I don't actually need your permission anymore. I will ask for it
True.
though.
Um, uh, Charlie's very, crosses her legs. Um, yeah,
All right, lie
go
down,
for it. Lies down.
and that's I think that's where we'll cut there. So
Yeah,
I think things end
real.
as they always would. The human is biotrophicated with the click of a collar. Um,
Yup.
and then we go to ending the game. So this is temporary for the preview version. Eventually, it'll
Yeah.
be you finish this, and then you go into Act Two, which is about like the process of biotrophication and like uh all that stuff. And then Act Three will be like kind of your happily ever after or how things go horribly wrong section. Um, so
Yeah.
uh, the game ends when the alien takes the human as a biotrophy or when the human bites the alien. Afterwards, discuss what happens next. If the human is the alien's biotrophy, discuss what happens next using the questions below or your own questions. Uh, does the alien use their technology to change the human? How much? Yes, and
I
into a goat.
fucking hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, into a goat girl. Um,
Go girl.
yeah. Does the human enjoy their time as a biotrophy? Does the alien give them a choice?
I think so. I think like Charlie's probably a little bit distant at first, and is a bit like not used to existing in a space with another person.
Hmm.
But like eventually, like within a few weeks, she'll get more used to it.
Cool. Um, what of the alien's doubts? Are they smoothed over or worsened? I think they're smoothed over for the most part. Although I do think there's still like that worry that she will somehow like eventually get too used to Charlie and like take Charlie for granted, and then Charlie will like come to resent her. Um,
Hmm.
I think she does have a complex about this for sure. Um,
Good.
does the relationship between the alien and the human ever change?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I think at some point, um, Charlie, like, if that resentment comes to fruition, I think Charlie will be like, hey, you got a moment to talk, and like kind of like affirm, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's cute. I like that a lot. Like I like the idea
Yeah,
that eventually they would talk through this and kind of come out better.
exactly.
Yeah,
I love women.
I love women. I love women. Okay, and that's the end of Biotrophication Preview Edition. That's the end of Act One. Um, so
Yippee!
I'll be playing Act One with folks throughout the upcoming weeks. All all different. I will sometimes play the human, sometimes they'll be the human. I might do an Act Two if I get that done soon. Um,
Hell yeah.
but yeah, how did you feel about this game, Lilith? I would love to hear your thoughts.
So, you said this was kind of like lyric game adjacent.
Yeah.
And I super do not have a good concept of what a lyric game is,
Mm.
because for like a year ago, someone on a Discord server I was on tried to explain it and did a really bad job at explaining it. Um, but it was fun.
Hell yeah.
It was very fun to kind of jump like jump around and like uh, yeah,
Hell yeah.
get turned into a goat.
Like jumping between like scenes and kind of yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say like something that I enjoyed in play that I thought would be fun and wound up being fun is like the weird consequences of like one of the picks from each of the like end of scene lists where it's like it can skip to the appointment or it can skip the appointment entirely. Um, I definitely want to like continue that as I write the rest of the book. Um,
Yeah, that was good.
any like any wishes, anything that you'd like to like see different or better or elaborated on in the book?
Um, Nothing specifically. I would probably I think probably like more question picks, but
Hmm.
also you have the option of like picking one your own idea. So like but probably having like more picks to determine like what a scene is.
Yeah, I would agree. I think each list could probably use like one more, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, I I also
because
definitely like for Act Two. I want to like play with like tables and like some like maybe even some dice stuff. Like I have ideas for like more weird shit happening in Act Two and Act Three.
yes,
Like Act One kind of establishes like how you play, and then Act Two and Act Three are like, here's some weird elaboration on that.
no, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. Um,
Yippee!
Hell yeah! Well, thank you for being here. As folks may know, you can currently Biotrophication is in pre-launch. If you'd like to give that a look and a follow, please check out the link that will be in the VOD. Also, it'll show up in Twitch and it is in the Discord now if you're watching this live with us. And yeah, thank you all for watching and have
Blah blah
a
blah.
have a wonderful night. And if you're watching this before the next episode, get ready for a fun episode with Jacqueline Swamper. Uh,
Yippee!
bye bye.